Hello, welcome to PÖFF TV. My name is Ron Fogel, and I'm here with Israeli director Nitzan Gilady to talk a bit about his second feature film, In Bed. Hi, Nitzan.
Hi.
Welcome to Tallinn. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very, very well. A bit cold, but I'm fine.
I wanted to ask you, In Bed is, for my opinion, a much more bolder film than your first feature film. How do you say, paper marriage?
Wedding Doll.
Wedding Doll. What was the reason that you decided to make this film, which has a very distinct LGBT theme about it?
First of all, I'm gay, so I think that what I felt is that I wanted to deal with a subject that kind of like surround me. That I saw how my friends are falling into addiction of drugs, and I felt almost like, it was a mission to show a part that is a little bit more complicated and something that we tend to sweep under the carpet, and we don't want to talk about it in some ways, and it was very important for me to talk about this subject and to bring it to the screen.
Mm-hmm. I got the feeling that you're like a man in a mission when I saw the film. It like rise out, you can say. And as I said, the film is quite bold. It shows a lot of nudity, a lot of sex scenes in the film. How did you work with the actors about making this film? Was it a process?
Oh, it was a very long process. It was a process of almost 8 months of rehearsals. I was searching for a year for the main lead actor because it's a pretty wild and not an easy role to play. And I met I did a lot of auditions to the top actors in Israel. But the one thing that when I did those auditions, I felt like they're acting the part. And I wanted to find an actor and the other actors also that will be the part and not act the part. And so it was a search, although the lead guy who's playing, the actor who's playing the lead guy, his name is Israel Ogalbo, and I saw him in a TV, actually in a reality TV show. And I remember when I saw him, I went like, there was something right away that caught my attention. I felt that this is him. But we met, and it wasn't the first interaction was kind of like unclear, because I didn't understand if he wants to do it in some ways, but also if he's going to be able to do it. I felt that he is the guy, but I didn't know if he'll be able to carry the range of emotions and what the character is going through. So we did, this is his first role, he hasn't done anything. And we started rehearsing, and the way I do it usually is like there's a lot of talks and trying to understand where the actor can connect to the subject. And the nudity, to be honest, was the least difficult part, because I think that it's very much about what the psychological, the emotional process that the characters in my film are going through. And I think that from audiences that watch the film, at one point you forget about it. It's not about that, and in some ways, I mean, yes, I chose to show nudity because I think that in cinema we kind of like, you don't see like men naked. And I felt like it's natural, and it's not just that it's natural, it's related to the subject. In the gay community, there's the part, as someone said that, even in Tel Aviv, it's almost become an epidemic, and it's not, and you can't, when I wrote the script and when I worked on it, you can't be decisive about it. You have to either go all the way, and with maybe paying a price for it, but you have to go all the way in order to talk and to show this story in a round way, and not just like try to, you know, make it prettier or in some way pink, you know.
Well, it's not an easy film to watch, and the sensation you get out of the cinema, you feel a bit dirty, you want to shout. Is there a bit of optimism with your part, with the message of the film?
I don't know how much, if you ever tried drugs, or if you knew anyone who's addicted to drugs. I don't think that when you're addicted to drugs, or sometimes addiction, there's no hope. There's no hope in it. And you know, I've heard, you know, it's an interesting question, because I think that when you look for compassion in it, there's not a lot of compassion in that. The situation that people go through, I mean, suicide, you would hear about suicide cases, mental, you know, hospitalization, mental hospitalization. It's not, you can't be in the middle with it. When you go down and you get addicted, the only way, and I think that that's what happens with the film, and for me this is where I had compassion and hope, is that you have to go all the way and then in some way be naked. Let go of what is inside you and show everyone who you are. And it's as if like you're admitting. You're admitting, so you can stand naked and say, okay, I have a problem, this is who I am. And I think that at the end there is hope, because he, at least the lead role, was able to get out from, you know, the whole film takes place in one location, which was a very difficult task to tell a story in one location. But I think that at the end, when there's the coming out of this dark, you know, box, whatever you would call it, or bubble, that's where the hope is.
I wonder, how were the reactions that you got for the film, especially from the gay community when they saw the film?
Well, I think that there was, you know, it's exactly what I said. Everybody came to me and said, like, finally somebody did a film about that. And there was a big hug. I mean, I'm sure that the ones that, you know, didn't want to hug me wasn't there, but it felt like they understand, and they hugged my courage to do that. And, you know, from filmmakers, even in Israel, you know, someone told me, Julie Schlez, she's an Israeli filmmaker, she says, like, she haven't come out of a screening since Blue Velvet of David Lynch that she saw. And that was like, I was in tears, actually, because, I mean, yeah, it's I wouldn't say difficult, it's a courageous film, I think. I would prefer to use that word. Because it's a film, you know, we can, you know, there's a point, I reached an age that I want to do films about subjects that move me, that has an importance for me.
Well, I thank you. I think it's a very courageous film. It's a beautiful film.
Thank you.
And do more, please.
Thank you very much. And thank you for the festival that invite me here.
Thank you.
And yeah, and we have the screenings.
Yeah, and do come to see the screening of the movie In Bed by director Nitzan Gilady. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.